decided to do another vid because these videos are going on Amazon under my podcast. So, yeah. But I want to talk about getting divorced. Ladies, don't do it. Don't do it, ladies. Biblically, don't do it. Financially, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into divorce. Why you shouldn't do it. One, the Bible says don't do it. And some people misconstrue the Bible and say that, unless it's for unchastity reasons, meaning if your husband cheats on you. But the word also says if you are married to someone and they are still alive, you're still married to them. You're one. Unless the spouse dies, then that's still your spouse. This is the reason why, I kind of, when I am talking to somebody who's married, I'm going, who was married, I go, I don't think I can, hey, what's going on? I say, I don't think I could get involved with you seriously because you were married, not unless your husband has passed away. So if the husband has not passed away, I would not date a divorced person seriously. Would I date them? Yes, but not seriously, not to take it to that next level. How you doing today? So, so don't do it. And financially, now, we're looking at the cost of living going up. My rent has gone up twice this year. And they're going to keep hiking it up until I go back under a lease. And that lease, I didn't want to do it because I was like, I'm going to move. When my rent hit, when it was $200 less, I was like, I'm not going to do a lease. I'm going to move. I should have did a lease. I should have done it. Because now I'm paying $200 more for the same thing, and it's not getting better over here. Okay, and they're just going to keep doing it. And they told me, listen, unless you, go for a year lease, your rent's going to keep going up, So now it's now my rent is to the point where I almost think I have to leave, not unless something happens. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to probably sign a lease so they don't raise it again. And I'm going to tough it out for 1 year. And I'm just going to look around at different places. But right now, I'm paying more than some other places that are, nice. So, but it's the space that I need plus where I live. Anyways, that doesn't matter. But the cost of living. So I went to get, some food and, I saw that my little $5 sandwiches are now all $6. My little pack of the chicken that was, a couple dollars less is, it's like $8 now for that pack of the chicken. So the food is going through the roof. And I talked to the person, who's behind the counter. And I said, has all the food gone up? And she said, yeah, all the food is going up. So ladies, it's just me. I don't have any kids or anything like that. We know kids are expensive. So you women out there think that it's going to get easier. A lot of you feminist boss chicks, a lot of you women who are tired of the way your husband, looks, or, he snores, or, he has to wear CPAP, and, and this guy is, I don't know, he's loud, whatever your reason is. Don't you do it? Don't you do it? That's what you married. You may think the grass is greener, but you 30, 40 something year old women, don't you do it. You're going to come out here and try to get with these 30, 20-year-old women who you're competing against, and you're going to be left in the dust. And you're the look, ladies, look at this. Look at this, ladies, look at this. When you get divorced, who keeps the kids? You do. You do. You do. The kids don't usually go with the man. Now, think about this. Think about this. The man pays child support, right? Alimony, palimony, whatever that is. The man pays child support, he pays alimony. So you're getting money from him, right? As long as he keeps that job, you know. If he loses his job, then, you know, he has to go back to court and say, hey, I lost my job. I can no longer pay this much. And they give him a certain amount of pay. If he can't pay that, he goes to jail. And now he can't pay anything. Right? Can't pay nothing. So, what if these things actually happen? When a man loses his job? And he decides, you divorced me, so I'm gonna live in my truck in the middle of, you know, wherever. I'm gonna camp out. I'm gonna live in a tent. I'm going to, you know, there's a bunch of people who are doing this now. I'm not going to work. I'm gonna go to a shared system where everybody plants food. You know, I'm gonna do that. Not going to work no more. Guess who's stuck with the children? And you're like, well, you don't get to see your kids. Well, screw it. I don't get to see my kids. You and have been taking kids away from men for years. Men are used to that whole scenario. You don't get to see your daughter grow up. Well, hell, okay. Well, you're the one that did this. You divorced me. I was right there with her. Every soccer ball step of the way. I was there. She was protected. She is well fed. She's going to school. And now I don't get to see her because you got an itch in your pants and you want to go mess with a younger guy. So you're like, I'm divorcing you. Now I don't get to see my child. You women have been doing this to us for a long time. So men have found a way to deal with it. You're like, you don't pay child support, I'm taking you to jail. Okay, the guy goes to jail. And then the judge still says you still have to pay back child support or we're going to put you back in jail. The guy moves once he gets out of jail. And while you're trying to track him down and make him go to work, you're getting no money from him. None. You put a warrant out for his arrest, it doesn't matter. He doesn't even live in that state anymore. But while all this is going on, ladies, you're getting no money. You understand that? So then you want to put the guy, when they find the guy, he has to go back to jail for 6 months to a year or 5 years. While he's in jail, you get no money. You think you're punishing him, but you're punishing your children is what you're doing because your mortgage still has to get paid. Your kids still have to eat. The electric, the water, soccer practice, football practice, all of those things still have to happen. So while you're busy trying to drag this guy to court and then putting him in jail, knowing if he goes to jail, he can do nothing. You're punishing somebody who's already ready for punishment. We're men. We're used to stuff like this. We're used to being thrown away. Hell, you have men living under bridges when they get in trouble for doing, doing stuff. You say, hey, you can't live around certain people. You have to live under a bridge. There's a whole society of men right now that live under a bridge. You don't find women up under there. You say, oh, they made a mistake. These women mess with these high school boys and turn these high school boys out, drugs and all that other stuff. Oh, they made a mistake. They're out in 6 months. They get 5 years, but they're out in 6 months. You know where they go? They go right back home. Nice house. Hell, the husband takes them back after these high school boys ran a train on his wife. And she let him every day. She was like, run a train on me. These things are happening right now. These high school female teachers are going crazy right now. If a guy even looks or touches one of these high school girls, you put him in jail for 30 years. And when he does get out of jail, he has to live under a bridge. He can't live around children. Stop me when I'm wrong. He can't. We're used to what you've been doing to us. We're used to the damage. I'm telling you, ladies, now, stop divorcing your husbands. Stop treating them bad. Stop doing things to him to gross him out. Act like a lady. Be feminine. Be something to be cherished and protected. Stop being just a complete, terror because you think you have this man in some kind of cage and you can do what you want to him. He's a human being. One day he'll snap. He'll say, I had enough. You women who are leaving your men, you're leaving yourself wide open. Hell, even you women who have boyfriends, stop treating your boyfriend like you can get another one tomorrow. I don't care how many men are trying to DM you. That is completely different than somebody willing to put up with your insanity. And a lot of you are insane. A lot of you go crazy for no reason whatsoever. A lot of you need attention that we just don't understand why you need so much attention. A lot of you cry for no reason, none whatsoever. A lot of you want to be comforted for no reason whatsoever. You want to be held. You want to tell us your stories of what happened to you when you were a little girl, even though a lot of stuff doesn't happen to you. You just grew up as a little girl. You didn't grow up and, get traumatized by, whatever. It's always, when you end up in court, this mysterious trauma came out of nowhere. Well, this happened to her when she was a child, so this is the reason why she killed 5 people when she's 40. It's like, no, no, Warnos, not doing that. Electric chair for you. Goodbye. No, women, you're not getting away with that. Somebody looked at you when you were a little girl, and now you can just go out and just rob everybody in complete chaos because some man said hello to you when you were, 10. Bobby's dad said hi to me when I was 10, and I was afraid. So, no. Now, there is true trauma that happens to, everyone. But, females go through some stuff sometimes, and some of you have really gone through some things that are traumatizing. I know some of you. But you know what? They're not killers. They're just regular women. Now, their trauma comes out, because they can't settle down. They can't make up their mind on a lot of issues. They choose the wrong men, but they don't go out and do stuff that's harmful to somebody else. But you ladies, you have to understand a lot of stuff that you're putting men through, men are sick of it. Men are sick of you women. I was dealing with a customer that came to my house yesterday. This woman is 59 years old, African woman. I was like, why don't you have a husband? She says, men are crap. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was crap. She's like, oh no, I'm not talking about you. I'm like, well, I'm a man. Men are crap. She was like, the younger men are crap, the older men are crap, they're crap. It's a 59-year-old woman. Men are crap. I said, lady, the way you look, I know somebody's trying to get at you. She's like, I'm not saying that they don't, but men are crap. And she talked to me for an hour complaining about men. And she says, I do everything by myself, me and my daughter. Now her daughter's an adult too. She says when we gotta wrestle with a refrigerator or something, we move it ourselves. But do you think that's what she wants? Well, listen, no man is saying that women can't do stuff. So this confidence that you women need, and this she knows herself, all this bullcrap, men aren't going, you can't do that. We're not saying that now. We're saying you shouldn't have to do that. That lady shouldn't have to rent a truck and move a refrigerator. I should come and move that refrigerator. That's the way it's set up. You feed me before and after I get you that refrigerator. I eat, I sleep, I get up, I go to work, make money to go and buy you that refrigerator. That's the way it goes. When I come home, I don't come home to chaos. I come home to a civil home, a beautiful woman who is, taking care of her duties while I go out here and fight for refrigerators and get you what you need. You women got the game messed up, and you're leaving your boyfriends, you're cheating on them, you're leaving your husbands, all because the evil empire of America tells you to go out and be a whore. It's okay to be a whore. It's okay to slut walk. It's okay to have multiple men, bust nuts up in you and, all at the same time. And it's okay to do that and then go home to your husband. Well, you're just a piece of trash. That's what you are. And that's the way we look at you, as a piece of trash. We look at you in an animalistic light. We don't look at you as some woman that everybody should love and revere. You're not the hallmark of womanhood. You're something to be used and discarded. And this is where a lot of women left themselves. A lot of you wives have been doing foul things, and you leave yourself open for a whole world of hurt. Do not divorce your husband. You got an issue with him because he doesn't put the toilet seat up or down or whatever the hell. You need to get rid of that issue. Yeah, I know it's bothersome, but you need to be like, you know what, I'm just going to deal with it. Because if this man leaves, there goes half the income. And then whatever man comes back in here is not going to treat me the same. He's not going to love me. He's going to try to get off and then he's going to get gone. He's not going to stick around for dinner. It's not happening. You're 40 years old. We're not coming over to stick around. We're coming over to get naked. That's it. We don't want to hear about your day. We don't want to hear about your complaints. We don't listen. If you're sick, we're not coming over. We're not doing it. Your husband, if you're sick, he's obligated to take care of you. And a lot of you women are sick. It comes with the territory. A lot of you women are not healthy. You got some kind of issue that you have to continue to see a doctor for, and it costs money. Having children is not easy. Your bodies go through a lot of changes. I give you that. This is why you need a man to help you with those things. Because some of those things completely shut you women down. Some of you women are in so much pain that you can't function right. You call off work. Why do you think it costs more for a company to hire women than it is a man? Because you go through problems all the time, and you women have to call off work. Sometimes you can't stand or sit for a long time. You have a lot of physical changes that you go through that men don't go through. We don't have to have our body purified. We don't go through that. You women have to go through that, and the company notices how much it costs when you do that. Men don't do that. You women can, but you usually don't work the shifts that we work. You pick the most comfortable shift. When I'm talking about women, I'm talking about on a whole, statistically. You got some women who beat that statistic, but the majority of you do not beat this statistic. It costs more for a woman to survive in our day and age than it costs a man. Stop divorcing your husband thinking that you're going to get yourself a brand new model. You're going to go to one of these colleges and get a 21-year-old who's going to, wife you up at 40. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get the hunk he's going to have women all over him who are fresh out of high school, all the way up to your age. He's not going to be with you. It hardly happens. Every now and then somebody gets lucky. Every now and then one of you females will get lucky, but you have to have something going on to get you that way. I know a guy who was in his 30s, married a woman in her 40s, and they got divorced because she was hardly ever there. She was an asbestos lawyer. And he didn't have a lot of money. She had a lot of money. She's like, I just want you to be here when I get home. Well, he was like, no, I'm not doing that. She stayed away too long. He left because he has needs. He's in his 30s. He's in his prime. He wants to procreate, have kids. So he's like, no, this was a bad deal. And he dipped. He told her to keep her money. She thought her money would keep him. He was like, I never cared about your money. I cared about you. But since you're not here, I'm leaving. And he left her. Listen, ladies, you're foolish to think that you're going to go out and, conquer the corporate world and all of a sudden you're going to be more attractive to men. A lot of you women don't realize that you're unattractive to men the more money you make. I've gone through that myself. I've had very wealthy women ask to marry me, and I told them no. Because I knew if they married me, they would never respect me. Because I didn't make a lot of money. They just wanted somebody to be there. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to be tied to you and only you while you're out there making all this money. I'm sitting at home doing what? That's what you really want me to do. It's really what you want me to do. And it's okay for some people, but for me, I've always hungered for more. Ladies, stop divorcing your husbands. You need them. Husbands are important. Husbands look at the world in a very logical sense. You women do not. You're not logical, ladies. You're not logical at all. Men are fixers, we're doers. We like to get things done. If we love you, we listen to your complaints and then we try to fix it. If we don't love you, we're not listening to a damn thing you have to say. Turn around, bend over, shut up. Okay, I'm done, I'm leaving. That is what it is. If food and titties are not involved, then we don't care. Not unless money's involved, not unless we can get a couple of dollars out of you. But if it's not one of those three things, then we're not coming by. We're not stopping by. We're not doing it. Stop divorcing. You need your man. Times is hard out here. I'm out.